Hey guys, this is Leah Michelle, Resistance Chicks. There's a lot of coverage we need to do on this Women's March, so thanks for sticking with us. It is January 23rd, 2017. A lady gets punched in the face. What happens?
There's a lot of things that happen, and actually I'm going to start here with Shia Lebeouf. He has started this this 4-year live feed where you can go in New York Times and vent about Donald Trump, but he was really up in somebody's face here. It was pretty weird. A little creepy. I think that plays over and over again. He will not divide us. He will not divide us. It's a little weird.
I don't know what happened to the little guy that was in the movie Holes, or
I know,
Transformers.
I know.
The cute little kid that kind of went to his head.
Then there was a girl whose hair gets lit on fire.
Oh my gosh!
I know. So until this point, everybody just been talking back and forth. So she's talking. There's a girl in the background. She gets her picture taken. And then she's getting her picture taken. We'll play that again.
It's this girl right here, behind that girl. That lights her hair on fire.
Did you see it? You can see the fire for a second there.
Here is a girl. That's a female. That's a female, right
You
there.
can see the fire, like, on her hair.
Touching another woman to set their hair on fire.
How is
and
that
yet these
worse
women
than
are
grabbing
here.
your blankety blank blank blank?
These women here are here to fight for women's rights and to not have their little space infringed upon. And yet she just lit her hair on fire.
Let's start a whole march. We're going all over. We're all over the country. My hair is not for lighting on fire.
Yeah.
We're going to make big giant signs.
Hair ain't for lighting on fire. You guys. And I know that was just one person. Right? And you can't categorize an entire movement. But nobody was like, oh my gosh, nobody turned around and said, holy cow, you just lit that girl's hair on fire. That's not what we're here for. Nobody did that.
Look, they're still just going to keep protesting. Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to me. What? Did you just really light my friend on fire?
First of all,
she lights the...
What if they hadn't gotten her hair, the fire in her hair put out so fast? I mean, that is so dangerous.
Right.
Like, I can't even understand. It could have spread to her face. Exactly. You guys, she could have been mutilated for life.
Right.
And nobody on the left, or these women, whoever they are, they look like children. I've got to tell you. Lee and I are not going to reveal how old we are because y'all think we're real young. We love that. But listen, these children are out there and they're not thinking clearly. It's for some reason it must be the poison, the fluoride in the water that has caused their brains not to develop
this. I think it's because billionaire George Soros has ties more than 50 partners of the Women's March. Do you think that this just goes on? I read somebody had said, I paid my way there. Do you think like the speakers just magically show up? Do you think they magically put tents up? This thing was set up, and I told you the co-chair is a Muslim. She's got ties to Hamas. I mean, she wants Sharia law in this country. George Soros ties... Obviously, he bankrolled Clinton into office.
You guys...
It's like you are being played. You are being played. It doesn't
like a fiddle.
It boggles my mind. Earlier, at least 33 of the 100 women of color who initially protested the Trump election in street protest worked at organizations that received Soros funding in part for the black-brown activism. Of course, Soros is an ideological philanthropist whose interests align with many of these groups, but he also has a significant political donor. He told reporters that Trump would be a would-be dictator.
I love that Trump's going to be a dictator when his entire platform has been, and including his inauguration speech, which was pretty good, by the way, even if we weren't Trump supporters, his speech was amazing.
I loved his speech.
He talked about, he kept saying, listen, this is the day, not that parties switched from one to another or a president had a peaceful transition to another one. It's the day that's going to be remembered that the power got put back in the hands of the people.
Right.
That sounds like a dictator to me.
Oh, yeah.
Kidding.
Yeah, I mean, there's, I wanted to show you, obviously, again, this is the Linda Sarazar with the Muslim salute, the ISIS salute that they do with like beheadings and stuff.
Can we call her Linda She's Sour? Her last name is Sarsour.
That's a good idea.
I'm just going to call her She's Sour.
But I wanted to play this for you guys. This is a journalist in Canada who went to a Canadian march. She's a conservative, and she was actually punched in the face. And
one little left-wing beta male, a male feminist, got furiously angry when I identified myself as working with the rebel. And you'll see, I wasn't inciting, I wasn't provoking. I was just trying to have a conversation with him and understand why he was so outraged that 5 normal people showed up to their crazy party. Just watch what happens here. Okay, so
We censor on our show. Trying to anyway.
No, I'm just asking you a question. Do I seem unreasonable to you? Because they seem really pleasant. I think I might come across as pleasant right now.
We're just trying to have a conversation here.
I'm trying to have a conversation with you.
Get out of my fucking face. I will break your camera. Jump right here. You don't have the right to film me where you go. What she does, just yell.
Yeah, I do. You just
nobody's upset.
The
Nobody's
level of
upset.
stupid there is astounding. He tells me he's going to break my camera, and then with all the strength his weak little beta arms can muster up, he winds up and bashes it into my face. I was standing behind the camera at the viewfinder just doing my job in a public place. But as gross as that was, the next part is equally as bad. The feminists. The ones who say they're against victim blaming and gender-based violence actually get in between me and that little cuck and block me from getting to him. Even worse, they hustled him out of the back of the rally. This little loser who just struck a woman at a women's rights rally where there are hundreds of witnesses was able to escape justice and arrest so far because the left-wing women there helped him get away.
From hitting a woman.
Who said, I was the problem. There was another man who said, I provoked it all. There was another who said, I incited it. One woman even blocked my camera with her sign so I couldn't film the little puke coward running away. Just watch for yourself. No, don't tell me to calm down.
You deserve to be angry. You deserve to be angry.
No, don't get it between me. Get it between me. That guy just hit me in the face.
I'm pushing him away. I'm pushing him away. It's okay. I'm pushing him away.
Yeah, I'm the problem.
It's okay. It'll be okay.
That guy just hit me in the face. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to security next.
Good. You go. You go.
I'm just trying to make sure nothing happens and it doesn't escalate, okay? Let's take a minute.
Take a minute and calm down.
But remember when I mentioned that uppity Canadian press photojournalist Jason Franson? Just look at this. Here he is, snapping pictures of the whole incident between me and those feminist enablers. I filmed Franson filming me. Now, did the Canadian press mention that altercation? Did they mention a female reporter was struck at the Edmonton Women's March? Where are those pictures? Those pictures aren't anywhere. There is no story about me getting hit in the Canadian press whatsoever. The Canadian press and their smug, probably jealous reporter is suppressing the story, and I actually caught him doing it, red-handed on film.
So we can know that Americans, it's not just us. It's happening in Canada. It's happening to people all over the world.
Yes.
And it just, it's...
The level of hypocrisy here is like, it's ridiculous. And you want to know why they defended him? Because really, he didn't seem like much of a man. He seemed pretty wimpy. And that girl who's defending, you know, real women's rights is more tough than that little wimp that ran away.
So, and then also there's...
And that's why they defended him.
There's another story, Abby Johnson, pro-woman, pro-child, pro-life. Look her up. She's
She's
just
fantastic.
an amazing woman. She actually tried to join the Women's March, and she was one of and then there were none, and they actually were on the Women's March roster. Then when they found out they were pro-life, they were kicked off.
Right.
But they went anyways, and they walked around with signs, pro-life signs, women's rights signs. And she was actually pushed down into the street. She's pregnant with twins, almost like 8 months pregnant or something like that. And I think she was even kicked. So, you know, to say that there was no violence, there was a lot of underlying violence, and they were being very subdued, but they wanted to do something. If you had just given them a chance, they really wanted to hurt people. And they want to hurt pro-life people. They really do. I mean, I give it granted that not every woman there was pro-abortion.
But it's just like this lady just said. Nobody was standing up for her.
Right.
When Abby Johnson, who's pregnant with twins, gets pushed down and kicked as a woman, there's nobody there that's standing up for her.
There were people that finally walked with her, along with her, to protect them, but it was an uncomfortable situation. It was, the feminists can get very, very angry, very violent, but they know that their battle is in the abortion clinic, so they don't want to make themselves look bad. So they were very self-controlled, but these are just a few little altercations of people who just couldn't.
But like this lady said, why isn't this the news that's being spread?
Right.
There was no violence, but the stories that happen, you know, if this had been some sort of white supremacist group,
right?
And there had been violence that they ensued against black people, you better believe, even if there was only one instance, it would be blasted all over the newspaper.
Right. So yeah, and when you talk about this women's march and how they are using these vulgar words, and I could go through the slideshows again, but I don't really want to. It's like when you realize that a lot of it was a front for, pushing
radical Islam.
Islam. They really want to put these signs up there. Then, I know what I wanted to show you guys was they also, in addition, hang with me if I can find it. Media cannot be played.
They do that a lot. You'll find on various.
They must have taken it down.
Social media.
It was.
Is that it right there?
There it is. Okay. I'm going to start with the guy. It was really nice. They were putting on hijabs for people with American flags. They put one on a guy there.
And it looks so great because it's an American flag. And so everybody's like, well, yeah, I'm pro-American. How can this be a bad thing? They don't even understand what is happening. This is not just pro-Muslim. This is pro-Islam. This is pro-Sharia law, guys.
And it's just one step.
It's called desensitization.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They
I don't mind if you wear
you.
a scarf over your head, okay? But this is a symbol.
Right.
A symbol of oppression that, we are going to go in. And I guess it's like there might be a few moderate, non-extreme Muslims. And to you, I want to reach out my hand. I'd love to be your friend.
Yes.
Okay? But they're 90... I think it's like 90% are the religious beliefs in Sharia law, and if you're believing in Sharia law, then we got some bigger issues. If you want to enforce it, then we got bigger issues. If you do enforce it, then we have bigger issues. We're going to fight.
That's when you're going to see when these people come in to invoke Sharia law. You're going to see American women rise up like they have never risen up before. Exactly. And they will be united whether they're Republican or whether they're Democratic, and they're going to say, no, you're not going to beat me because I didn't do what you liked and get away with it.
But here's the thing. It starts with allowing it to happen to other people.
Right.
And if you say, well, they're operating under their religion, and you allow other people to be hurt or abused under the guise of religion...
You guys, you need to understand what they want. When this Linda Sauer girl, when she says that she doesn't she's upset that 22 states have banned Sharia law. What she's saying is she is upset that in those states, they can't have their little clique where a husband can beat their wife without getting in trouble, where their husband has to sign off in order for her to get a passport or to leave the country, where that husband can say, no, she can't drive. That's what she's trying.
And women can't. So.
That's what she's trying to do here in America. And no, we don't allow that here. I don't care what your religion is. You can't beat your wife and get away with it. We're not going to allow those laws to go on.
Okay. All right.
Sir. Sorry, this is a little fired up subject.
All right.
Thanks for sticking with us.
A Resistance Chick signing out.
Please subscribe, Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chicks. Follow us on Twitter. Leave comments. We love you guys. We'll see you in a little bit.
I was cold, all alone. No place for